All right, you are listening to the Rockland News AM Rockland Morning Show. I'm your host, Tom Osa, and we have our co-host here, Mike Pfluger.
How you doing?
Yeah, brother. And we also have our first guest of the day. We have Michael Leibens from the Stony Point Skills. He's going to be telling us not just about the golf outing that happened this week, the Stony Point Skills, but also for tonight's Stony Point night, which is going to be over at Clover Stadium. Michael, thanks for being on the podcast this morning.
Hey, good morning, Tom. Good morning, Mike.
All right, yeah, let me just turn off the music so we can get a nice concerted conversation. So I guess the first order of business is, of course, the golf outing. It was your second.
Wait.
What?
I, like many citizens, have heard about the Stony Point Seals, but don't really know who they are, what they do, and any of that. So let's start with, what is the Stony Point Seals? Tell our listeners what you guys do, what you guys are, and what it's all about.
Well, we are an organization that started 26 years ago. It was on a bet. We were playing a football game, and the bet was the losers would have to jump in the Hudson River. So when we lost the bet and we had to jump in the Hudson River, I remember Stony Point PD pulled up because they thought there was some, I don't know, maybe mass suicide going on or something. And they pulled up their way. What are you doing? So when we all came home, shivering, chilling, one of the wives said, if you're going to do something so stupid, you should at least do it for charity. And from that, the idea was born. Uh, we started doing it each year now for local sick kids. And it's very grassroots. In the beginning, we were going door to door to get sponsors and people, and then we grew enough to get a shirt printed, and we've just been very blessed with the support of the community, and we've grown each year now to 26 years and going strong.
That's amazing.
And who do you tend to help?
We find local kids in the community with medical conditions. A lot of time they're very dire. And people reach out to us about their neighbors, their friends. And unfortunately, there's never a lack of recipients. So some years we have one child. This year we had two children, three children. So every year it's different, but we try to, help as many people as we can.
And let the citizens know how they can contact you.
Well, if you want to get in touch with us, we have now, as we've grown now, we do the plunge. You can get in touch with us at stonypointseals.com, or you can go through our Facebook group, Stony Point Seals, and reach us that way. And through the plunge now, we've been able to grow now. We do a pocketbook bingo, which is very successful, and that is Tom was talking about, our second annual golf trip. So now we've grown a little bit more, and we're starting to branch out and do some other things. And again, we're still getting that great support.
Yeah, and John Fox, he dropped by the house over here yesterday, and we were talking about. The event was quite well attended. I think you guys had over. How many golfers did you have for the event?
We had 96 golfers.
That's amazing.
And how much? What did you guys generate?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's good. We didn't count all the figures yet, but I'm gonna say it's gonna be north of 10 grand.
Nice.
10,000.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And in all seriousness, and I anticipate that this is going to be something that, because there's one thing that Rockland loves, it's golf. We got some beautiful golf courses all over the county. You did this over at Patriot Hills Golf Course. And I think afterwards at the Patriot Lounge, they did like an afternoon lunch.
Yes, I will stand fast and ready, and I was so happy. I might be the majority, but minority, but I was so glad they never saw that golf course, because I will tell you, that is the best golf course in Rockland County. I think it's better, no offense to Blue Hill, Rockland Lake, Rotella. In my opinion, Patriot Hills is the best golf course in Rockland County.
100%
And then
well maintained.
It's well maintained.
One of our sponsors.
Ron Gerhold and his staff did a fantastic job setting us up again and making it run smoothly. They're pros at it. They maintain the course. And when I have friends come up, and every one of them to the person will come and say, Mike, that's a great course. So it is a gem that we have, and we should embrace it, because it's the best in my opinion.
So amongst the foursomes that went out there and whacked at the ball, Were there any competitions, any things going on? I don't want to talk about side bets or anything, but who had the best scores out there?
There was a team. I don't have their name in front of me. They shot a -11,
Whoa,
which is pretty impressive. So they had some pretty good golfers. And then we had three teams tie at -8, where we had to go to tiebreakers. And how you break that tie is you go to the highest handicap hole and you break it down for there. You see how each team did on the highest handicap hole, and you break it down to the one team gets eliminated. So we had three teams at -8. So we had some serious golfers out there.
that's amazing. You know, I never knew about how the tiebreakers occur. I mean, my only experience with this is admittedly Happy Gilmore. Um,
Yeah.
you know, so I imagined, and you know, if we take the Stony Point Seals starting point, which is like basically, you know, 26 years ago, jumping in the Hudson River, and you know, you guys said like, you know, we're growing up some more, but I mean, you do amazing work over the years. Like it's just pure charity.
It's
But
yeah.
I would figure, you know, someone at least from the original Seals would be like, you know what, we should Rochambeau. Whoever wins this, I'm gonna kick you. You kick me, and whoever is left standing, that's the winner.
But for charity.
But for charity.
If you're gonna do something stupid,
Yes.
do
There
it
you
for
go.
charity. That's what we learned today, folks.
Right.
This is
If you're gonna do something stupid, do it for charity. Absolutely. So
I think you live your life like that, Tommy.
I do try to from time to time. I should learn golf though. I mean, bully on
Because if
me.
you're gonna do something stupid, you should do it for charity.
I would imagine, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
well.
So
I could tell you, we had many good people out there. Like one of the original SEALs, John Fox and John Corkin, two of the original SEAls. They are
mhm.
by no means golfers, but you go out, you take a couple of swings, you pick up the ball, you move on. And they had a great time. So there was, and what we gave out to the worst score, since you'd ask about the best score, though we always ask for the honest golfer, and that
Yep.
award was a pickleball set,
A
so
what?
they can start a pickleball set, so
Okay.
they don't have to play golf no more.
Oh, that's the award. Okay.
That
Okay.
was the award for the worst golfer. Yes,
That's brilliant. That's
yes,
brilliant.
This just occurred to me. Now, the area that you guys do the polar plunge is at Haverstraw or Stony Point.
Stony Point.
Well, I would like to give a shout out to Stony Point, the ambulance corps, because I'm sure they're down there supporting you guys.
Oh yeah.
And
Ooh,
I know that those are really good guys, like both Haverstraw and Stony Point ambulance corps. I know folks in both of them.
uh, I could tell you, and Tom will tell you too. This year, let me tell you,
Hmm.
if it wasn't for the support we got from the town, the ambulance, but especially the county and the highway guys, there is 0.0 chance that event would have went off. The
No.
town guys went down there, cleaned all the snow after working all night long,
Hmm.
cleaned all the snow away, cleaned the roads, cleaned the area for the stage, cleaned the areas for the ambulance and the fire department, and the police department to come down. And that was a testament to how much support we get from this town.
Yeah, absolutely. And I
Local community at work. There you go.
actually ended up having the sniffles, as we call them these days. But I was definitely happy to see that the event continued its tradition of happening every single Super Bowl Sunday. And again, for kids, for it's a beautiful thing. What do you guys got planned? I mean, are you taking it easy for the summer? Well deserved. What are your plans next for the organization?
No, we are now rolling it into the very successful uh, pocketbook bingo that we
Gotcha.
hold in September.
Tell us
The
about
uh, the
bingo.
ladies are it's me and Kevin Owen kind of run the golf outing because we're the two golfers, but the ladies, Barbara Matone, my wife Patricia, Marjorie Fox, and Amory,
Irene?
they get together and they put together unbelievable pocketbook bingo, and their whole the date I got to get again when we'll post it, but it's usually like 100 baskets. We have almost 200 people show up to it. It's phenomenal. These ladies do a phenomenal job. So that's what's next on our agenda.
That's great. And
And then
for
now,
go
yeah,
ahead.
now we'll roll into the plunge.
Yeah, yeah, next Super Bowl Sunday, exactly.
I thought
And
you jump in the plunge, not roll into
well, it depends on what you did the night before, sort of thing. I'm only speaking about myself, but it is what it is. But are there any, so there's a lot of sponsors that you all put together for this event. I know Orange and Rockland has been a supporter of the Stony Point Seals for many years. Are there any sponsors for this golf outing that you'd like to recognize?
Yeah, I would like to recognize Surf Pro. They stepped up with a great prize again. The last couple of years, every year they're coming up. It was like 4 tickets to a monster truck show. Last year was a concert, and it's 4 tickets in a suite with the parking, food included, no alcohol, but food included. So that's a significant prize.
That's
And
awesome.
Tony DiArco and the guys at Serve Pro have done that for the last couple of years. Also, Ford Schultz has been donating a car for the last 2 years at our event. And
Yeah.
this year, Kevin Keeley, Barb Matern's boyfriend, hit a hole in one.
Whoa.
Unfortunately, it was not on the hole with the car. Unfortunately, but he did hit a hole in one, and Ford Schultz will be giving him. He has a choice of 3 gifts that they offered, which was very generous on their part. So Ford Schultz will be reaching out to him, but Kevin did hit a hole in one, so it was great to have that.
That's amazing. I got to ask this. Is there any footage of that? Or I mean, I know it happens, obviously, but is there any footage where we could check that out? Because
No,
I'm
I wish. We just have volunteers stay at the holes,
Hold on. For
like a
next
visual
time.
volunteer. I always thought it would be a great idea to have a a camera like on some of the part threes that you could watch in the clubhouse. I
yeah.
always thought that was a great idea.
Perhaps
But
next
no,
time.
unfortunately, just a word of just a word of honor now.
Mhm.
And
Perhaps next
Kevin's a
time,
great
Tom.
golfer, so this if anybody knows Kevin, it's not a surprise he hit a hole in one.
Yeah, it's Kevin.
Perhaps next time, Tom, you'll send a reporter out and just follow you guys around.
Yeah. Another reporter.
Another reporter.
Another reporter. I'm gonna.
Well, how else are we
Still trying
supposed to get the news?
No. Well, I mean, they send it to us. It's great.
You'll
Drones.
get a
That's what
you would
we'll
get
do.
a lot of laughs.
All right, deal. Let's get a drone. We'll make this happen. I just got to get 3 months ahead of time FAA authorization to fly over. I know this because of Johnny Delaney, who's doing our drone flying for Rockland Music Fest. So you need 3 months in order to get FAA authorization.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So any other sponsors? Serve Pro. Any others?
Well, we had a lot of, there was a lot of people who just came and bought whole sponsors, and
Mm-hmm.
that's really where you make your money, all the whole sponsors. And then we had like 60 of them, and it
That's
was
great.
just, that's a, that's kind of like when you're running a golf outing, getting that kind of sponsorship is really where you make the fundraising happen. So there was a
Absolutely.
lot of them.
Well, you guys do so much for the community, and it's almost gotten to this point where it's just the most, not just prominent, but the most recognized charity in Stony Point. I think the word is expanding, and of course that you have the Nyack Penguin Plunge. You guys are very supportive of each other. Nyack does a plunge, Stony Point does a plunge, and everybody just participates together for the most important cause, taking care of these kids, especially when they have these hospital bills. And it's heartbreaking, but it's also heartwarming, all the good works that you guys do.
Which brings
I tell
up
you,
more parts because it's so cold in those polar plunges.
It is cold in the polar
yeah.
plunge.
You're right about the penguin plunge. That's Barbara Noyes. And Barbara got the idea from coming up to our plunge. And she said, "This is such a fabulous idea. Would you mind if we start doing something like this?" So we said, "Of course not. Anything you do for sick children." And let me tell you, that woman's a dynamo. She did a lot for years, she did a lot of that work out of by herself. And she's grown that into a fantastic event.
Yeah,
So hats off to Barbara Noyes.
I very much remember the 2021 plunge where it had to be virtual, and it was just the main we'll call them the OG SEALs from the beginning were there. The barber was there too, and that was a nice thing. It was a really
Yeah,
nice.
she came for the luncheon at the golf outing, so it was great to see her.
Awesome.
So that's collaboration, not competition, and that's something
Correct.
we like to stress here on the show.
It's all good.
The effort, right? We want
Yep,
to
it's all good
collaborate with our
stuff.
neighbors.
Mm-hmm. Because they are our neighbors. Mike, I really appreciate you hopping on short notice. I really wanted to be there yesterday at the luncheon. Uh, what was it? I'm sorry, it was Monday, right?
Yeah,
Monday.
one day.
My apologies. I wanted to be there on Monday at the luncheon, but it just got held back. So I appreciate you hopping on the show on short notice, and have an awesome summer. And keep us posted on Pocketbook Bingo. We'll definitely be reporting on how everything goes there, because that's a competition in itself, I'm sure.
And
Yeah.
Tommy, you're going to post all all of the links for Rockland Seals on the
Stony Point Seals.
Sites, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Stony,
listeners, go on and Tommy will have the links for you.
Stony Point Seals. Michael Lydon from the Stony Point Seals. Thank you for being on the Rockland News Morning Show.
Tom, Mike, thank you. And don't forget, tonight at Boulder Stadium, we're having Stony Point night. And all the fundraising going tonight at the stadium will go towards the Seals. The Boulders reached out for Stony Point night, and they're using us again and raising money for us again. So we're very appreciative of their efforts to help us out. We're going to have Kevin Nolan's daughter, Shay, doing the national anthem. So
Wow,
it should be a great night.
So this is not just for Stony Pointers?
No, tonight, if you go to Clover Stadium at the Boulder game, it'll be a great night.
Yeah, the Quebec Capitals are playing, if I'm not mistaken. And and everybody's welcome. It's just going to be Stony Point night, right? So like,
yes.
Anybody from the county can hop on over. If you haven't been to Clover Stadium, and it's located in Pomona, New York, it is really one of those hidden gems in Rockland County. I mean,
absolutely.
Holds 6,700 people. Name brand games. I mean, I was there for the first base hit. The first game that the Boulders played, I think like 11, 12 years ago. And it really, it's a minor league baseball park, but it's got a major league feel to it. So definitely, if you get a chance tonight, that Stony Point event, go ahead.
I hear they have good beer.
They do have good beer.
And just to add on that, the guy throwing out the ball today is going to be one of our past recipients, Alex. He's going to be throwing out the first pitch. So that's another little shine on it tonight. What
time does the game start?
I believe 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Okay, so get there early. Parking is robust there, but you want to get a really good seat. And like I said, it's just an amazing stadium, and we like to attend there regularly, so we hope you do too. Michael from the Stony Point Seals, thanks for being on AM Rockland this morning.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you helping us out. We couldn't do it without you.
Appreciate that, man. We'll see you again.
Take care, Tom. Take care, Mike.
Awesome.
Bye.
All right, so that was Michael, and absolutely amazing time. And we're going to be back in just a few more moments. Let's cue that music. All right, and we'll get a little less awkward with the morning music, but I just love it. But we want to thank our sponsors for AM Rockland. We've got 202 Cannabis, Susan Bova, Coldwell Banker Realty. Mike, why don't you take the rest of it?
Well, there's Shop Defense, there's Cannabis, there's Lauren Lomino. Muller?
Yes.
I said it wrong.
That's okay.
With Howard Hanna Red Realty, Roby Sushi, Sparkling Clean Homes, Patriot Lab, St. Thomas College, FSP Perfection, Vincento Restaurant, Outsource My IT, Blue Space Management Company, One Rocket Cairo, Stony Point, Cake Factory, Guest Alcohol Home, Tactical Citizen, Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy, and
Rockland Music Fest.
And you can find all the information on this on what website?
RocklandMusicFest.com. We'll be back for some more commentary between me and Mike, and thank you all for listening today. 2, 3.